Hey y'all, Nick Pomeroy here with PR Equipment. Today we're here in the showroom here in Kearns, Texas. Obviously we got a store in Canton, Texas as well. Talking for the first time in a while about a new Yanmar compact tractor. And I say new, it's a little bit more of a special edition if we're being honest. But it's been a while since we've talked about Yanmar tractors, and so we're excited to be back talking about them. And today we want to talk about the Yanmar 223 KURO edition, right? So this is the special edition from Yanmar. And just a little bit of a backstory. You don't probably see any content on our website about the 223. The truth is, or the backstory there is that the 221 was the predecessor to this, and I wasn't a huge fan, right? So it lacked a lot of the things like the 2-speed and the things like that I think really make this tractor different. And so I really wasn't a huge fan of the 221. Now the 223 basically changed a lot of that. So pure position hitch, we can talk about that in a minute. 2-speed, differential lock, things like that are now standard on the 223, and I think it makes it a lot nicer tractor, and I think it's something definitely to keep in mind. However, I want to start off with what makes a KURO different, and then we're going to talk about just the 223 in general. And so really this is kind of it's really a little bit styling, but a little bit of functionality as well. So first off, this kind of starting from the front, the Deluxe Grill Guard is now standard on this particular model, this KURO edition. So like that's pretty cool how it's got that embedded Yanmar logo and stuff like that. That's cool. One of the other things you'll notice is the tires. I like these tires. So these are the R34 tires, which is kind of a little bit different from other folks. So typically what comes on this is the R4, I don't even know that they offer the R1 anymore. I think they used to, but that's kind of the more aggressive tread. But the majority of what we sell were the R4s. There's also, I think it would be the R3, which is a turf tire. Didn't sell a lot of the R3s around here. They're great for just turf if you're mowing and things like that. The R3 is a good option. This is the R34. Now, there are also R14 tires out there in the industry, which is getting to be kind of popular. Still a pretty aggressive tread. This blends the R4 industrial with the R3 turf tires, so it's a little easier on turf, but we also get some of that additional traction that comes with that R4 tire. So it's a little bit unique in that respect. Kind of just also talking about the styling. So a completely new logo package. The loader is kind of all blacked out. The wheels are black versus that traditional gold, right? So the Yanmar for a while now has been known by those that dark red tractor, the deeper red tractor with those gold wheels. Now we're going to kind of black it out, right? So we're going to go with the raised lettering for the decals. We're going to black out the loader as well. And like I say, we're going to black out the wheels. So it's really, really cool. Now, the next thing that I think, and this is probably the best upgrade I think is on here, is the upgraded seat with the armrest. I have always claimed, and I still claim, that the standard seat that comes on all the SA tractors, which is your 223s, 325s, and 425s, the seat that comes on the Yanmar tractor is the best in its category, hands down. I will put that up against anybody. I really, really like that Yanmar seat. I personally own one, right? So I mean, I'm not just trying to sell you one here. I actually own a Yanmar SA series tractor as well. Use it all the time. You've probably seen maybe some of my videos using my tractor. But I love the seats, but this takes it to another level. And so one thing is the adjustable spring suspension. Didn't have that before. Now, super thick padding, very nice seat before. Didn't really need it, but I love that additional suspension on there. But as well as the new styling, but it's just a very, very comfortable seat. Really deep seat as well. So for a big guy like me, it's really, really comfortable. So that's kind of the things that make a KURO, and I want to back up a little bit and just talk about what makes a 223 and why you might want to consider it. If you're out shopping for a Yanmar tractor, the first and foremost thing, the thing that we're known for, is that 10-year powertrain warranty. We are really, really well known for that. The truth is, very, very low issues with these. These are super reliable tractors that just don't give us problems. And so they put a 10-year warranty on there, but the truth is you're probably not going to need it. They wouldn't have put it on there if they failed all the time. The next thing I really love, and all the SA series tractors have it, is this curved boom loader. So you're going to see this. This is the YL110. On the 325, 425, it's the YL210. Good lift capacity, but the curved boom is cool. So when you're setting up there, these boom arms are not in the way of your visibility, and I really, really like that. Also the leveling rod. On a lot of these tractors, you don't even get a leveling rod on the small, this is considered a subcompact tractor, but we not only give you a leveling rod, but it's the premium kind of all metal mounting and everything like that. It's just a little nicer leveling rod than some of the other ones. The loader is easily removable. You can quickly pull these pins and you can have this loader off in no time. I really like that. Especially if you're running a belly mower, which a lot of the tractors in this size do run that belly mower. If I can get the pin back in place, they do run a belly mower, and so when you take the loader off, just a lot more, a lot better handling, a lot easier maneuverability. Maybe you're up around a house or something like that. Taking the loader off is really, really nice. The truth is, though, one thing, the claim to fame here is this tractor is entirely Yanmar from front to back. It's a Yanmar motor, Yanmar transmission, just kind of everything is built in-house, kind of streamlined to make it function together. As far as functionality goes, twin pedal hydrostat has always been my favorite, right? Opposed to what we call the Kubota style, but like the treadle pedal, right? So heel toe kind of configuration. I really like the twin pedal design. And this, I believe, and I encourage you to check that out for yourself, but go look at some other subcompact tractors. Check this one out. I think what you're going to find is the operator station on this one, I believe it's the best in the business. And I own one. I run it all the time. I truly believe that this operator station is the best in the business. I think the integrated loader controls, so many of these loaders are up, the loader valve is up off the frame. With ours, it's integrated into the tractor, which is where it should be, because all these tractors are sold with loaders, probably 99.9%. They're sold with the loaders, so you might as well just integrate it into the tractor. I think it makes sense. Pure position hitch. So not every tractor in this category of tractor has what we call a true position hitch. A lot of them have just kind of an up or down valve, right? So you pull it up back to go up, you push it forward to go down. We have a true position hitch, just like the bigger tractors. So when you set it to a 5, it goes to that position, right? So it returns to position every single time. You've got a little stopper here to set where that goes. That is a big thing. I don't think everybody really understands that, but on some of these subcompacts, they don't have that. It's just up or down, and you're using a check chain or something like that to kind of manage that. I'm gonna go around the other side here and you talk just real quickly about a couple other features. So differential lock, not every tractor in this category is gonna have differential lock either. Selectable 4-wheel drive, I love that. You got the adjustability to change the speed of the rear hitch. That's especially important with those heavier implements. You can really turn that down. And what that's gonna do is slow down the speed of that drop for that implement. And I really, really like that. In my personal tractor, I wanna give you some examples of how we use that. So with my shredder, I need to slow that down because it's pretty heavy on the back of my tractor, versus if I put my landscape rake, I crank that thing wide open because I want it to drop as quickly as possible. It doesn't weigh nearly as much. But one of the big changes that we talked about was that 2-speed, right? So the 221 did not have that 2-speed transmission. On this tractor, I really, really like having that high and that low. That low gives you that torque and that pulling power. That high is going to give you that kind of transport speed. So if you're doing loader work, maybe going back and forth between the neighbors, because I promise you, if you get a tractor, your neighbor's going to want to borrow it. I really, really like that. Front or mid and rear PTOs are standard on all the SA series tractors. So the rear PTO is obviously the one that I use. But if you want to use a belly mower, there's snowblower attachments, heaven forbid I would need to sell you a snowblower here in Texas. But if that were ever the case, we would have that mid PTO ready to go. They do make some brooms and some things like that. Not something we sell a ton of here in Texas, but I think in other parts of the country it's a lot more prevalent. But that mid and that rear PTO are standard, so that's selectable. The next thing I think is pretty cool is the electric PTO clutch engagement. A lot of these tractors, it's mechanical, right? So you've got a lever, you're just manually throwing it into gear. I really like the electric engagement of the PTO. I think it's very nice. So when you start looking at the comfort, when you start looking at the features, you start looking at the reliability and that 10-year warranty. When you're shopping for a tractor, it's hard to overlook or not at least come check out the Yanmar series of tractors. We have good financing options. Like we talked about, the best warranty in the business. I really think if you're shopping for a subcompact tractor, come check out the SA series, whether it's the 223 KURO, a 325, a 425. These tractors have a lot of features and a lot of benefits for the price. So I'm Nick Pomeroy with PR Equipment. Stop by our store here in Kearns. Check us out in Canton. Can't wait to show you our new store. We're about 6 months out from being able to show you our brand new location in Canton. But come check us out. I think you'll be really impressed with these Yanmar tractors. Thanks.